Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonas Anthony, CH Melchett, and I'm here with a kind of special video. A lot of things have happened the last week regarding our favorite game developer, Tripwire Interactive, and I think the news coming out of their game studio is going to have an effect for all of us, hopefully. And most of all, I think it's going to have an effect on the possibility of a Red Orchestra 3, Rising Storm 3. And that's what I'm going to talk about here tonight. And I hope you're going to stick around to hear my opinion. What happened last week were that the at that time president of Tripwire Interactive, John Gibson, put out a tweet regarding some abortion law stuff in America, and that tweet wasn't that well received in the gaming world or overall. Basically, all Tripwire's game developing partners started to withdraw from Tripwire and wanted to break connection with them because of that tweet and his opinion on that stuff. So basically, how you need to understand that is that Tripwire these days do not develop games themselves. They are a publisher. So they're more turning towards being a publisher. So they are publishing Maneater. They're publishing that Chivalry 2 that's coming out. So all these companies working with Tripwire started to pull their connections with Tripwire to distance themselves from those political statements by John Gibson. So then the next piece of drama, the management behind Tripwire Interactive decided to kick out John Gibson. He was stepping down as CEO. And yeah, so he's out, and here comes we kind of comes to the conclusion of the exciting part, and that is that the former vice president, Alan Wilson, is gonna step in as CEO. So he's gonna step in as interim president of Tripwire. So that means he's like a temporary president, but let's hope he stays as the president. And the reason why I think this is exciting is that I have always, and this is my personal opinion, and I'm just pulling it out of my ass, right? But in my opinion, the former president John Gibson were always kind of more leaning towards Killing Floor, and he always seemed to have this interest in Killing Floor and these slasher survival horror games. He seemed to have more of an interest in that from what I could see. And Alan Wilson seemed to have an interest or seemed to be more passionate about Red Orchestra and the Rising Storm franchise. So the reason why I think this is exciting is that I'm really hoping that with this switch in management that perhaps Alan Wilson could start pushing more towards a Red Orchestra 3. And I know this is just guesswork on my part and hopes and prayers, but I'm really thinking that might be an interesting development for all of us. Also, if it goes along now, I don't know how this whole thing turned out with Chivalry pulling away from Tripwire and the Maneater guys pulling away as well. But if they lose all these connections and they actually have to start making some money some other way, that might also encourage them to start making their own games, like making Red Orchestra 3 and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping, and I just wanted to put a comment out about these things. And on a personal note, I see myself as somebody that's gonna keep playing Tripwire's game. I take Tripwire with what it brings. We all know that these games have been pretty badly optimized, but we still play and we still have a passion for the game, and I'm gonna continue to have a passion for Tripwire games. I'm going to continue to have a passion for Red Orchestra Rising Storm, and I'm probably never going to stop playing their games. And when they finally come out with a new one at some point, I'm also going to buy that. I'm also going to play that. So that doesn't change anything. I've talked to Alan Wilson on several occasions, and he's always been outright and forthcoming towards me, at least. And I see him as a great guy, and I'm all in all see Tripwire as a game company that I want to support, and now that old guy, like the old president is out, and in comes Alan Wilson, and I really think that it's going to be good. So I think it's important for us as a community, or what you want to say, around Tripwire, to rally up and like tell them to, hey, keep your head high, keep your spirit up, and and get back to developing what you're good at. Get back to Red Orchestra, Rising Storm, and perhaps try and shelve some of the other stuff, and and get back to the core asset. Get back to what really made you guys a great company, and let's look forward. And I'm really hoping for that Rising Storm 3, Red Orchestra 3. For me personally, really a Red Orchestra 3 Barbarossa would probably be my favorite. That would really like, that would be good. But that's just my silly dreams. So that's kind of it for me on this topic. Please let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested in hearing your guys' opinion, and that's super important to me. So let's hear what you guys have to say. And do you think it's gonna be a Red Orchestra 3? And which one do you think they should be working on? And that's all. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.